Good evening, everyone, and welcome again to another live edition of the Shooters Lounge podcast. I am Matt, your host, PostUp323. Don't forget to like and subscribe, guys, to the YouTube channel, and also you can follow us on socials at Shooters Lounge 3. Just want to shout out to everybody who tuned in on the live playoff preview on Saturday morning. It was really cool to have some folks in the comments. So we had a good time previewing all the upcoming playoff series. We've had the first playoff weekend, guys. So everybody's played their first game. So we're gonna go over all the happenings for this weekend. Joining me, as always, the man with the lifetime Shooters Lounge VIP pass, Mr. Philosopher. What's happening, bro? Good to have you on again, as always, dude.
Hey, always a pleasure to be here. Shooters Lounge, the post up boss, Sir Matt himself. Thank you for having me, brother.
Always, mate. Always. So, how much basketball did you watch this weekend, bro?
Live or on
either
repeat?
or, bro. Whatever, mate.
All. Come on now. It's postseason. It's postseason. We don't even watch highlights. Come on now. We either watch live games or we watch a live replay. Postseason.
Absolutely, mate. Absolutely. Yeah, man. It's got to be done, hasn't it, man? A lot of nice UK friendly tip-off times as well this weekend, which was very nice. Some 6 p.m. tip-offs and 8:30, 11, stuff like that. Yeah, very UK friendly, which is always good for us guys. Not as many late nights as we've had during the regular season. So you know, let's kick right into it. We've got a packed show as always. Obviously, the 8 series have all had at least one game. There's been some blowouts. There's been some close games. There's been injuries. There's been incidents. It's all kind of kicking off. So, Philosopher, do you want to go east or do you want to go west? Which way do you want to go, bro?
Let's start with the east, man. E comes before W. Let's go.
We'll go by tip-off time only. So we'll go with these first, bro.
All right.
Kicking off, we'll got to go with the number 1 seed, Boston Celtics, against the Miami Heat. This one was a bit of a blowout, not going to lie.
A bit.
This was like throwing the damn towel kind of scenario, thinking about the third quarter. It was like, man, somebody do something.
Please.
Throwing the towel. Celtics coming out 114-94 in the end, but it was I think it was one way Philosopher, I think, wasn't it, this one? Miami.
All one direction.
Literally, man. Yeah, Miami have got a steep task, and I'm not sure whether they've got the talent to match Boston. Boston have just flown through the regular season. I think it was 10 days since Boston last played a game or something stupid. So
nine.
Yeah, just chilling, and then just been let out the cage, and and they just start nailing threes, and you think, oh my goodness. I think it was was it 15-16 to 4 or something to start the game, and I'm like, oh my days, this could be bad, but fair play to Miami. They fought back a little, didn't they? But yeah, it was very, very one-sided, bro. So what were your thoughts on this game one?
Well, to start with, the Heat are missing Jimmy Butler, so
absolutely.
If you start without your star player, you're already starting on the back foot.
Yeah.
When your star player is of the caliber of Jimmy Butler, you're starting on the double back foot. When your star player is of the caliber of a Jimmy Butler who performs the way Jimmy Butler does in the postseason, you're starting on a triple back foot. When your star player is the caliber of a Jimmy Butler who not only is your star player and plays the way he plays in the postseason, as we know he has, but also against Boston. Yeah. Given the last season postseason that we had, you're starting on literally four steps back. Yeah. Couple that with remember the Heat actually added and lost pieces the likes of the playoff experience of like Kyle Lowry. Yes, a lot of people say, yeah, he's washed now. But we are going to come to their series and,
Yes.
and the kind of experience he brings. So to say that, you had Bam Adebayo literally carrying the team by himself. Can't fault him because he had 24 and 6, I think, 24 and 6. But they did a phenomenal job of keeping them off the boards, in particular Al Horford. That being said, if we're going to talk stats, Boston had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 players in double figures. Yeah. The scores, based on this year's scoring, the scores were only 114-94. But Boston had 5 players in double figures. Even if you want to squeeze it at Al Horford at 7, but Al Horford did a tremendous job on keeping Bam quite off the boards, which then minimized a lot of Miami's second chance points, which they would have depended heavily on, especially because they did not have a Jimmy Butler to do a lot of the penetrating and whatnot. But that being said, this first game went pretty much the way I expect this series to go, even with Jimmy Butler, sadly. Never bet against the Heat. Okay, fair and fine enough.
Yeah.
But this should be a sweep for the Celtics. This should be a sweep for the Celtics. Game 3 is what I'm waiting for in this series. So by game 3 will tell me if there's a possibility of a fight or it's over. And should that happen in game 2, then I am about to eat a lot of words. You know what I mean? But I'm not even sure what the timetable is on Jimmy B.
I think it doesn't sound good. I don't think there's anything official, bro, is there? But it doesn't sound good. I don't think he's. So if he's torn his meniscus, it's done, isn't it? It's over, surely.
That's next season, brother. You know what I mean? And that's probably next mid-season.
Well, I mean, it depends how what route it goes rehab-wise. Yeah, like you say, but.
Correct.
Even Drew Holiday doesn't even have to score on this team. It's a kind of scary thought, isn't it? What did he have, like 6 points?
Exactly.
It doesn't even matter. I mean, Tatum. Exactly. I say only had 23, but I mean, he's usually up in the high 20s.
But he had 7 assists.
He had 10 assists. He had a triple-double.
7 rebounds. Sorry. Yeah. Okay. So I read that stat wrong. He had 3 assists. And I know he was lovely on defense in this game. But again, it's Giroux.
Yeah. Tatum had a triple-double, didn't he? He had 23, 10, and 10.
There you go. Yeah, and subject to correction, I need to actually correct myself. They had 6 players in double figures. Because I just scrolled down and remember Sam Hauser. Sam Hauser was phenomenal in the second quarter.
So I mean, Drew Holiday isn't under much pressure to score. Kind of just says it all, doesn't it? And
correct.
Miami play a lot of zone as well. I don't think zone's going to work against Boston because Boston shoot that many threes. It's going to be.
But watch this. They lost 114-94, right?
Yeah.
But they shot the ball and their averages, their field goal average was almost identical. Almost identical.
Yeah, true. They're probably not as good from 3, I don't think, but so it's like 33%, I think. Miami.
The difference was at the free throw line.
Yes, yeah.
Right. So that's an attribute to what you said about the zone defense. So what the Celtics then did very well was drawing fouls and going to the line and making the free throws. So. And couple that with out rebounding the Heat, you're gonna win this playoff basketball.
Absolutely, mate. Absolutely, yeah. I mean, what was it, 44-34 in rebounding?
There you go.
I think the Heat aren't used to going out very early, but I think they might have to. They might have to prepare themselves for an early exit, bro. I think, which
can't. But it's game 1, and like I always say, I never call a series at game 1. Never call a series.
It doesn't matter if you lose by 1 or 50. It's still 1-0, isn't it? It's
still 1-zip.
It doesn't matter how many you lose by. No aggregate score here, mate. Like it doesn't matter, does it, bro? You know what I mean? So,
this is the Champions League for away goals. Nah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Absolutely. But Yeah, I think. What did you think of the Caleb Martin? There was a bit of pushing and shoving towards the end of the game. Martin seemed like he kind of undercut Tatum a bit, and Tatum kind of took a hard fall. Did you see that? Did you see that at all?
I think I've heard a lot of people talking about it down to frustration, and the game getting overheated, getting a little bit chippy.
Yeah,
the game was lost already, I believe. So
yeah, it was good, mate. It was good, mate.
So it's possible, but I don't really take much from it. But that being said, it is playoff basketball, so game 2, expect there to be a reverberation of
Yeah. These two teams have seen plenty of each other, haven't they, over the last 4 or 5 years? Like, it's
plenty.
kind of sick, but if the Heat have any chance, mate, Hero's got to have better than 11 points, Annie, bro.
100%.
100%. We've got to have a more aggressive Hero.
The Heat second top scorer was Jimmy Vasquez, I think.
Where were we? 17 from DeLon Wright.
DeLon Wright. So Shaq always talking about the others.
Yes, yeah, absolutely, mate. Yeah.
If the Heat have any chance, Hero got to be bigger. The same Caleb Martin has to be bigger. Jamie doing that job is actually doing his job. 16-4-4, that's lovely. He's doing his job.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I mean, Caleb Martin killed Boston last year, didn't he?
Exactly.
Absolutely. He was like, what was he, 20 a game nearly or something?
Exactly.
So, that's...
So he's got to do more. He has got to do more.
They need at least that, mate, to even have a shot, don't they?
They're gonna depend a lot more on Kevin Love as well. Don't know how much miles he has in his tank. But Duncan Robinson also does not get no pass from me, because by now you're supposed to be a better spark than that for Eric Spoelstra.
Only played 15 minutes, Duncan Robinson.
Yeah. That's... Of course, because he came on and missed like 5 straight. Like 5 straight. He was colder than a winter, Alaska winter.
Yeah, I don't know. I saw a colder sun play on Saturday, mate, but we'll come to that later.
Hey, listen.
That's coming later. That's coming in part 2, bro. But obviously, unfortunately, you didn't make the playoff preview show on Saturday. So, are you saying a sweep for this one, Philosopher? Yeah, sweep. Yeah, okay. It's I thought to sweep as well, mate. So I'm with you, but it's gonna be a rough 10 days for the Miami, I think, because Boston are just a juggernaut, aren't they? So. That's kind of all that can be said about that one, bro. To be honest, isn't it? So we'll move on quick and painless. That's pretty good for us, to be fair. So next one, we're going to have the second seed New York Knicks against the Philly 76ers. Shout out AB.
Shout out to Clutch.
Shout out Clutch New Media. Always repping. The Knicks took the opening game. 111-104. So the Knicks are 1 up. This was a great game, I thought, mate. Saturday.
Wow.
This was
fantastic game.
I tell you what, mate. I mean, I know Knicks get a lot of grief, mate. But there ain't nothing like playoff games at the Garden, bro. Like playoff games at the Garden I like it, mate. I'm into it.
You see, I grew up knowing that when it came to NBA basketball, there are certain cathedrals in basketball. There's really and truly only 2 left. Because in my time, there was always the Madison Square Garden. It was a great wrestling forum.
Yeah.
And there was I just had the third one on top of my tongue. And then obviously the Bulls made the United Center a fortress. But the United Center was like one of the early new fortresses that like what the Staples became, what American Airlines in Miami and the Spurs, the Aladome, and so on and so forth, so forth, so forth. But the Meccas. Oh, the third. Pardon me, Jordan. Is because I hate you lot. The third is Boston Garden.
I just thought you were just forgetting them on purpose, bro. Well, I'll let that one go.
I legit went blank. So there's only two left, which is the two gardens, Madison Square Garden and Boston Garden, which is TD Garden. And TD Garden's rebuilt.
Yeah.
So realistically, there's only one left, which is the Garden.
This is the one, man.
Like every great NBA player has said it. There's nothing like playing at the Mecca. Absolutely. No matter if the Knicks are bad or good. Yeah. And when the Knicks are good, it makes it even better. So Philadelphia in for a long ride. If they think that they can walk in here with the reigning MVP, and Maxey, who's balling out of his mind, because I'm ready for hot take number one.
Always. Let's go.
Based on Joel Embiid's health, if I'm Philadelphia, I'm ready next season to do with Maxey what the Wolves have done with Ant-Man and give him the keys.
Okay. It made he didn't look afraid on Saturday.
That's why.
That's the biggest stage, isn't it, mate? Playoff
That's
basketball.
why.
In the Garden, he played great, man. They couldn't stay in front of him. He was class, man. He was really
you're playing away from home for the blue collar team in the league, yeah. Mm-hmm. And they haven't seen that. All due respect to Embiid, no respect to Ben Simmons who quit, no respect to James Harden who's a punk. And we could call the stars that roll true. All respect to Iguodala, who didn't quite get it done and was shipped off without him knowing. And so they haven't seen in Maxey what they've seen in Maxey since Iverson.
No, I think this is the partner that Embiid's always wanted. I think this is always.
And you know why? Because Embiid runs from the spotlight. I'm okay. He is due. He owes the people of Philadelphia post-season dominance. He owes it to them. So, game one was he started lovely. He was like, "Yeah, I'm here," and then as the game wore on, faded into normality post-season. Whereas Tyrese Maxey was non-stop. So. I mean, this series, and look, we're here talking about Sixers, and they lost.
Yes,
this shows you how good that game was, because you got to show. Of course, Jalen Brunson is going to get his props. Remember that this is a team that still does not have Julius Randle.
No, yeah.
So they don't even have who was touted to be their best player, who was supposed to be their best player, who no longer is by a distance as well. Their best player, because that title is Jalen Brunson's. So he better not be coming back to this team thinking, "Yeah, I'm coming back for my team." Nah, you coming back to play at best second fiddle, because right now Jalen Brunson's partner in crime is Josh Hart. You know,
he come up big, man. 22, some big shots down the stretch, mate.
Right,
like, absolutely taking the big shot.
Then he's got good pieces like Anunoby and he had a super game from Miles McBride. It was Miles McBride.
Miles McBride, a name that I didn't really know who he was until he's come on. I'm like, who's this guy? He's
I had him in my fantasy a couple weeks. So
bro, you're the philosopher, mate. Of course you knew who he was. Come on, bro.
Lovely. So they got a nice little guard tandem there. That will be lovely. They have nice pieces, Bogdanovic and DiVincenzo and those boys there. I expect the Knicks to win the series. Like, I know people don't want to talk it up too fast, and it's still the Sixers and the Sixers are contenders. Yeah, but they're seventh, and they were seventh for a reason. Yeah, you know what I mean? Yes, he's been hurt and blah blah. They're seventh. Right?
Honestly, bro, when I saw Embiid go down off that alley-oop that he did, which was ridiculous play, by the way, I thought that was it, bro. I thought, oh my God, he's done. He's done.
Here we are.
It just looked like he got this glazed look on his face, and I'm like, oh my god, because that's why I text AB in the group chat, like, dude, AB, are you okay? Like, I'm just like,
yeah. So I'm sorry, AB, but I expect you to exit. I expect you to exit because Embiid always on cotton wool. We always rolling our. Is he all right? Is he okay? And the Knicks are running. But just like the Celtics Heat series, the important game is game 3. The important game is always game 3.
What did Philly do to Embiid's knee at halftime? Because he come back, I'm like, I can't believe this guy's coming back out for the second half. This is nuts, mate. Like we've done some Mr. Miyagi stuff at halftime or something. I don't know what's going on. I'm like, what? He's not coming out. This is crazy stuff. And he come out. Did you see that bounce pass he did?
Yeah.
Mate, I'm like, are you serious, man? Like Magic Johnson, like one-handed bounce pass. I'm like, oh
with spin as well.
Oh, it was beautiful, absolutely class. Yeah,
with spin. For Philly to really do damage in this series and damage the Knicks, not only Embiid and Maxey have to do their thing, but Buddy Hield got to turn up.
I don't know what happened to Buddy Hield.
You know what I mean? And I expect Tobias Harris to be hot and cold. That is the nature of his character.
Oh, that's the Tobias Harris experience.
That's what you know. You know what I mean? So they need Buddy Hield and Batum to turn up.
Did you see how many minutes Buddy Hield played?
I did.
11 minutes.
Yeah, see?
10, what is going on?
You can't be having. But look at the experience Kyle Lowry gave him, though.
Mate, Kyle Lowry played 40 minutes nearly.
Because when the Knicks were getting away,
people want to get rid of him. Like he's a bum, he's done.
Yeah, exactly. But look,
he did a good of a job on Maxey, mate, than I think you can do, mate. Because
also remember. Oh, you mean on Brunson? Also remember.
Yeah, sorry, Brunson.
That Nick Nurse won with Kyle Lowry playing his point.
Trust him. It's trust as well.
Trust him. So when Kyle Lowry, there was one point Kyle Lowry hit a big shot, and the Knicks attempted a fast break, and he sprinted back down the court to get Brunson because he was mean. He meant to show the guys, hey, listen, don't worry, Brunson is mine.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Shout out to GM John in the comments, bro. Enjoy the holiday, man. Enjoy the vacay, mate.
It's true. Big up GM John.
Yeah.
So for me, Knicks to go through 4-2.
Knicks go through 4-2. Okay, I think I had Knicks in 7. I think I thought he was going to go 7, but the question mark's obviously with Embiid. If Embiid can't go, bro, it's going to be real uphill struggle, isn't it? You know, the Knicks won this game, bro, with Brunson. You know, only having 22. He had kind of a tough shooting night, didn't he? So. Like you say,
again, credit to Lowry because Lowry made him miserable.
Really miserable. Yeah, no, he definitely made it difficult for him. And like you say, I like that Hartenstein Mitchell Robinson backup tandem. Like them guys like come in and they don't take no grief off anybody, and you know
because they even at one point when Embiid came back, they were responsible for switching on him. Between each other to keep him off the boards as well, and then like he had a hard time at one point. Nick Nurse I think put on Reed because that tandem was using the back door all the time to get like offensive rebounds and stuff like that. So credit to that tandem.
I mean, if I'm New York the next game, mate, I'm putting Embiid into as many pick and rolls as possible. I've got to get him moving. And see if he can withhold it. Like
work that knee. I work that knee.
Yeah, it's as horrible as it sounds, but I think you've got to do it, haven't you, man? I think. If you're the Knicks looking forward, if you can make it through the first round, then who knows after that? It's you're kind of looking forward. Then,
if you're New York, you don't want to lose game 2.
No.
Even though you've got the lead. Because Philly is so dangerous, you don't want to lose game 2. If you're Philly, you also don't want to lose game 2 because
Big game two
so,
coming up, bro.
I might change my traditional stance of game 3 being so important. It's still hugely important, that game 3 in Philadelphia. But you see this game 2 in this series here, this game 2 bears so much weight because if the Knicks goes to Philadelphia 2 up,
yeah,
then that puts pressure on Philly and takes some of the pressure off of the Knicks.
yeah.
But if the Knicks lose home court by losing game 2,
Yeah.
then the pressure is still equal. And they now have to go on the road and win at least one. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm not sure what their season record is. But I know the Knicks are not afraid. Like it's obvious.
No,
I still got the Knicks to win 4-2.
Okay, it was a great atmosphere anyway. For a neutral, the game was a real spectacle. Really good. Yeah, it's really enjoyable, man, for sure.
Yeah, man.
Like I say, big game 2 coming up, man. For sure. Moving on then, bro. So we go to now the 3rd seed Milwaukee Bucks against 6th seed Indiana Pacers. This one was again a bit of a blowout in the end. I think what was the score? 109.
Yeah, 109-94.
Yeah. Mate, this thing was down like 30 at halftime. Like this was Dame time. What time was it, mate? In the first half, it was Dame time, wasn't it?
In the first half, Doc Rivers was looking lovely, but it really and truly wasn't Doc. Dame time was just going crazy.
Yeah, like just have one of them games that we know we can have and
crazy. But one of the players in the run in towards the end of the season that I think has been catching form lovely on the offensive end, which is going to be so important to the Bucks yet again, is Brook Lopez. Brook Lopez on both ends of the floor. He hits big shots.
Yeah.
Yes, he only had 11 in this game, but he hits big shots, and his defense is key. And then, well, I know we're going to discuss the awards at some point, but one of my award winners this season is Bobby Portis. Bobby Portis Jr. is key.
Yeah.
Key to this series because the Pacers are low-key stacked. Like people forget, like they don't seem to realize that the Pacers have Miles Turner, Pascal Siakam, Tyrese Halliburton in a starting lineup. Like when you people get misty-eyed and don't necessarily think stars because the league still has a LeBron, Steph, KD, Kawhi, all these names, Russell Westbrook, Harden, all these guys still in the league. And all these guys are post 30.
Yeah.
Most of them 35 and some close to 40. You know what I mean? Yeah. But when you think about age and prime players and so on and so forth, Bobby Portis is going to be so key because Pascal had a 30-piece in this game. Yeah?
36, yeah, man.
Yeah, Tyrese Halliburton was very, very quiet. He had a poor night.
Yeah.
Shocking.
Poor by his standards, wasn't it? Very,
shocking.
9 points. Only took 7 shots.
Tyrese Halliburton is an all-star. Yeah, USA player and all that. Which means you're supposed to be one of the best players in the league. And you had a triple single. So this series is going to be another one that's difficult to call. I find, even though we've had a blowout, it's going to be so key. The matchups as well, you know. And yes, my boy Zeus missing.
Yes, when's Zeus going to be back? That's the question, bro, isn't it?
He's another one that's like Jimmy B. So, well, he's not as bad as Jimmy B, but they say that he's more than likely going to miss the first round. So hopefully the Bucks get through because this Pacers team is no joke. This Pacers team is no joke. So don't mind this 1-0. Don't mind this 1-0 at all. This 1-zip. Nah.
Yeah.
This is not safe at all.
I didn't like the Pacers' defense in this game. Like some of the defense was horrible.
Yeah, awful.
It was
especially
really,
on Dame.
bad.
It's like they didn't know who Damian Lillard is. Like Damian Lillard steps across the half court line.
Yeah.
You step to him.
Yeah.
I
don't know what was more impressive, the fact that Dame scored 35 in the first half, or the fact he scored 0 in the second half. Like
the latter.
Yeah.
The latter.
Mate, it's like that's insane.
The latter. But again, that's Doc's fault.
Wow.
Damian Lillard was roasting them first quarter. Yeah.
Yeah.
Came out second quarter, hit a few shots. Then I saw fatigue. I think I saw fatigue, and Doc played him the entire second quarter.
Yeah.
Then came out second half. I can't remember. I don't think he started him second half.
Oh, really?
Which proves that we were right. He was a little bit gassed. Cool. Then by the time he brought him on, by that time I think the Pacers had that's when Spicy P went off that third quarter.
Yeah.
15 in the third quarter, something crazy like that.
Yeah.
So to address that lead, Dame kind of took the pressure and made nothing.
Well, yeah, the Bucks only scored 14. It was 29-14 third quarter, like you say, bro.
So again, but and that poor coaching.
Yeah, but we were saying it on the Saturday show, mate. You know, this is why you bring Dame here for these moments, and you know he turned up when it mattered. So you have to give it props. Right. I like the look of Chris Middleton. I think that's the best I've seen him all season because he's been a very up and down player. He had 23. I thought he looked
23 and 10
and 10 rebounds.
10
yeah, he looked like he was moving better as well, though, bro. It wasn't just the stats. Yeah. He looked like he was moving better around the court. I think for a Bucks fan, you've got to be very happy because Middleton really, obviously, if Zeus comes back, then Middleton's going to be your third guy. And if he can kind of put those stats up on the regular, then that's only going to be a good thing for Milwaukee, isn't it, bro? But a game to forget, I think, for the for the Pacers, and a game to forget for Halliburton as well. Like you say, 7 shots. Very strange game for Halliburton.
Weird.
Yeah, Siakam, you know, like I say, he showed up. I think what was something that I wrote down. The Pacers were 8 for 38 from 3, which that's a stat you never want to have, bro.
And how much of that was Tyrese? A whole heap.
Yeah, I think
because he could not hit a barn door from 3.
He was 1 for 3, Halliburton, I think.
Not anymore. Wow, that shocks me.
Miles Turner was 3 for 9 from 3. Should Miles Turner be taking 9 threes?
Okay, you just reminded me of another point.
Oh, go, bro.
That I find, which is why I hate these modern day big men who run from the post just because you can shoot a long ball. You run from the post. Like for me, a big man and Miles Turner and that kind of performance is exactly evidence of this. You're a long ball. Brook Lopez is guilty of it too, even though he can be wet from 3. Yeah. My thing is, your long ball is supposed to be your X factor weapon, not your go-to.
Yeah.
Especially as a big. Run the post. You cannot teach height. When you make me 7 feet, I'm going on the block all night. I be like, hey, they're gonna bring help down here. Bring it down here. And then when they bring it down here, I roll off ever so often, go to the top of the key and sink one from 3-2. Then I'm gonna have you thinking, well, somehow these guys and the cut half in and cut out, they want to take the big shot. Which is another reason why these little guards get so much free time going to the hole too. You know what I mean? So I'm sorry, man. Nah. I'm different.
From Indiana's point of view, bro, you know, are they going to shoot 8 for 38 from 3? Is Halliburton going to have another 9-point game? You know, if they do, obviously this thing ain't going to last long. So he needs.
Better not.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they ain't going to win any game, are they? If they have another performance like that, bro.
I think this series goes 7.
Really? Okay. I got Pacers in 6. I think. I didn't think Zeus was going to be back, so I was like,
I take that.
Are they going to win without Zeus?
But the thing is, game 1 proved that they can. At the same time, the Pacers shot the ball horribly, and Tyrese went Tyrese. So, like, I don't know. It's very difficult to call. But I got the Bucks in 7.
Bucks in 7. Yeah. It could go all the way, mate. Yeah, like you say, who's got the coaching advantage in this one? The Bucks or the Pacers?
Do you really want me to answer that?
Oh no, I was just goading you there, mate. I was
we're still early in the pod, man. Like, do you need a rant right now? Do you really?
No. Yeah, we know the thoughts on Doc Rivers, don't we, bro? Yeah, we've done this at length.
Okay, thank you, sir.
No, thank you. Any more on that series, mate, or shall we?
No, I'm straight. I'm good for that.
Cool. So, last one for the East is the 4-5 matchup: Cleveland Cavaliers against the Orlando Magic. The Cavs walked out with the opening game, 97-83. So the Cavs are 1-0 up. What did you think of this one? This was the first game, wasn't it? 6 p.m. on the Saturday.
On the back of a 30-piece from Spider.
Yeah.
The Cavs actually look very good.
Mitchell was looking like playoff Mitchell again, wasn't he? And it was like, oh, here we go. Yeah, that's the Mitchell.
Jarrett Allen was 16 and 16 or something like that. 16 and 8, something like 16 and 17, 16 and 18, 16 and 17, something like that.
16 and 18, bro. Yeah, spot on, man.
Yeah, there you go. So the Evan Mobley looking nice and solid, decent. You know what I mean? Like the Cavs are rolling.
He was the question mark for me, bro, before Mobley. Because I don't think he's kind of progressed like they thought he was going to. But I thought on Saturday he was solid. He was solid, I thought.
This season, Evan Mobley, I believe, has hit that rookie wall. So sometimes, when rookies have a second season that they, I ain't really progressed, or had a little bit of, because this is his 3rd season. 3rd season?
Might be. 3rd season, bro. Yeah,
3rd season. I think this is his 3rd season because last year's Rookie of the Year, Piggy Bank, who my guy, he was decent in that game as well. I think he had 24-7 or something like that, 24-7 and 6, which is decent. His first playoffs. I expect him to be solid. He needs a little bit more help. Franz went bad, but Evan Mobley actually not only turned up on the offensive end, but he did an okay job against Paulo because it was his assignment for the majority of the night.
Yeah, that was the matchup everybody was looking at, wasn't it? Before it was that matchup.
That's the series matchup, but that's what's going to make the Cavs dangerous because Spider Mitchell is going to remind everybody, "Hello, I am an all-star." So just don't mind these injuries. Don't mind these injuries that I've been having. I am an all-star. You know what I mean? So it's difficult for me to call this game. I want this series. Sorry, I want the Magic to win.
Yeah.
I want the Magic to progress, but I don't see it happening. I think the Cavs are gonna win in 6.
In 6, nice.
I want the Magic to win in 6. So my pick is the Magic, but objectively, I think the Cavs are gonna win. It's like the Bucks Pacers. With the Bucks Pacers, I want the Bucks to progress, and I think it's gonna be in 7, just because I don't think Zeus is gonna be back until round 2. You know me, I need to see me some Zeus. So
you're gonna have some playoff Zeus, haven't we?
But objectively, the Pacers are down 1. But that series is very hard to call, and the Pacers might very well win it. In this case, with the Cavs and the Magic, similarly to New York, I think game 2 is going to be key because the Magic don't want to lose game 2, and neither do the Cavs. Because if the Cavs lose game 2, because that game 1 was in Cleveland, was it not?
Yes, they've got first 2 in Cleveland, mate. Yeah,
first 2 in Cleveland. Cleveland got a better record, so Cleveland don't want to go to Orlando at 1-1 because the Magic have actually been very good at home this season.
And that
So
crowd will be up for it as well, man. They got an underrated crowd, I think, in Orlando.
100%.
Yeah,
So I'm gonna go with my heart. I'm gonna go 4-3, Magic in 7 with my heart.
Yeah,
But objectively, I think Cleveland is 6.
Yeah, I said Magic in 7. I didn't want to vote for Cleveland because I thought they tanked that last game of the season to get the 4th seed. I'm not going with you, mate. You don't deserve it, mate. Yeah, I had a little rant on Saturday about that. I'm like, I ain't voting for these guys, man. You tanked that last game, bro. You know what I mean?
To get the 4th seed. If they had won it, they would have gone second.
Yeah, they'd have been second seed.
They would have gone second.
They didn't want that Miami Philly smoke, mate. That was what was
going on. They didn't want our Philly smoke.
No. The few things I noticed, mate, I said on Saturday, both of these teams are going to struggle to score 100 points, I think. They're going to struggle on offense. And, they ended up both not scoring under 100. I thought these are going to be like them mid to late 90s series, mate, where the game. I
also think it's going to be chippy. Like, I think that it's going to be. Yeah, exactly. It's fiery. It's spicy.
Yeah, Franz Wagner found himself in a couple of situations, I think, on Saturday, didn't he, man? Mate, this is the playoffs, bro. This is what it means, isn't it? It means more, bro, doesn't it?
That's right.
Both teams struggling from 3 in this game. I think the Magic were 8 for 37. Cleveland were 8 for 30.
8 for 30. Oh my God.
Mate, there was some bricks. There was some bricks going up, mate, in the middle of that game, mate. I'm like,
and that's why the rebound numbers were also so high. I mean, 50, 55 rebounds, I think the Cavs had. And I think the Magic had like 40 something as well. So, you know what I mean? So, like,
that was it, yeah. Orlando as well, 19 for 30 from the 3-throw line. I mean, you're not going to win any game. You ain't going to win no game, bro.
Yeah.
If you shoot 19
like,
30 from the 3-throw and 8 for 30
come on now.
from 3.
Yeah,
you ain't winning no game, mate.
Nah, not in the playoffs.
No. The main thing I was thinking about, bro, watching that game is who is Orlando Magic's second guy. Because obviously Piggy Banks the one. Who is the second? Who is his Robin to Piggy Banks Batman? And I'm not sure.
And that's how it's been. That's how it's been all year.
Yeah,
but
he needs
for a number of games,
that step. You know what I mean?
Because off the top of the head, a lot of people will say Franz Wagner. Yeah, Wagner is supposed to be that guy. Franz Wagner is supposed to be that guy. Though he's relatively consistent, you get big performances throughout the year from Cole Anthony and Wendell Carter Jr., who needs to be bigger, by the way. If he does not do a better job, because Jonathan Isaac started that game, but Wendell Carter was originally supposed to be the starter for that side anyway. Yeah. And Jarrett Allen had his way with him. Like, they had no answer for Jarrett Allen on the block. The second guy is supposed to be either Wendell Carter or Franz. You know what I mean? That being said, the others don't do enough.
Shout out to Gary Harris, mate. 33 minutes, 0 points. Shout out.
Oh, wow.
That's hard to do, bro. That is hard to do.
Wow. Man played 33 minutes and had 2 rebounds.
Come on.
What did you do all night? Man just run up and down.
Do something, bro. Come on, man.
Wow. They could give me that contract. Wow.
Yeah, subdued Cole Anthony game, only played 11 minutes.
He's got to be better as well.
I think, he's got to give him that
Jalen Suggs has got to be better.
Yeah, he's got to give that score, man. Yeah. Yeah, so, Jalen Suggs was 4 for 16. Ouch. Like,
they've got a veteran named Joe Ingles on that roster. Yeah. And again, another guy played by injury and so on and so forth. But they have one, like you said, a second star need to step up consistently. So if that's Wagner, fine, but step up. And the others, Carter, Suggs, even Isaacs, Joe Ingles. I'm not even gonna expect nothing from Markelle Fultz because he is a ghost. And shout out to him too for 0 points, even though he only played 13 minutes.
Yeah,
Um,
0.
but Cole Anthony as well. I mean, them guys got to step up.
They didn't have a field goal between them. Like, come on, man. Yeah. I think what Cleveland did is they put like a wall in front of Piggy Bank, and it was like, okay, we're going to make somebody else beat us other than Piggy. That's literally. That was literally, I think, their strategy was somebody else is going to have to beat us. We're not going to let Banchero.
And he still got him. That's the thing. That's how you know you got a great player. He's still got him.
24/7 and 5. You know,
come on, man.
Nice. Yeah, very.
Exactly.
I mean, we're fans of Piggy Bank, aren't we, bro? It's pretty well known, I think.
Oh, I love him. Love him.
Yeah, it's always. It's definitely a talented player.
Due to injury to certain people, I hope that he's the replacement player.
Okay.
On the USA roster, but we will get into that another week.
Yeah, man. Yeah. They've announced the squad now, bro. That's gonna be a podcast in itself. We weren't far off, mate. We weren't far off. I don't think the Team USA.
That's true. That's true. But don't worry, internet world. Shooters Lounge are coming back for that.
Yeah. We'll swing round that, man. Definitely. Okay, so we're halfway through, man. You ready to duck into the West?
This is where the men separate the men from the boys now.
Okay, we'll kick off with the number 1 seed, OKC Thunder, against the New Orleans Pelicans. Thunder taking this one 94-92. A lot closer, I think, than what a lot of people thought that this series was going to be. Went down to the wire. This one. This was the only game on Sunday that went down to the wire. The rest were kind of blowouts. So it was nice to have a close playoff game, bro. So what were your thoughts on this one, dude?
I think it was close because the Thunder, a couple of the players from the Thunder, who have been consistent all year, didn't play well. Namely, Josh Giddey. Gordon Hayward had some important minutes, but he didn't know to score as well. And even though Jalen Williams gave you 19 points, he pretty much struggled in this game as well. Lu Dort also was in single digits, and Chet was relatively quiet. Even for his 15 and 11. That's what made this game close, as far as I am concerned, because it took double digits from CJ McCollum and Brandon Ingram, and Brandon Ingram was relatively poor for them 12 points. He was shocking.
5 of 17.
He was shocking in this game. Shocking. He was.
But they still nearly won the game, bro. They had a shot at the end to win.
They still nearly won the game. So you had poor performances from both ends of the coin, which I don't think you will see for the rest of the series. But if this continues from both teams for the rest of the series, it shows the inexperience of both of these teams, because both of these teams are relatively young teams. Even though this series has CJ McCollum on the Pelicans and Gordon Hayward really and truly is a comeback story, but injury has made him not the Gordon Hayward that we know. So apart from CJ McCollum, like this is literally a present day matchup. This is your present day borderline stars without Zion Williamson. So I expect a Thunder sweep. I expect a Thunder sweep. But based on how that game went, with players playing poorly and it being so close, Thunder in 5.
Okay. I just want to shout out, mate, watching Zion in that playing game against LA, man. Yeah. That was the Zion that everybody wants to see, because he was a wrecking ball in that game. And it was a gutter that he had to go out for another injury, but that's the Zion experience, and he was like a wrecking ball, man. Absolutely.
That's the Zion everybody's waiting for.
Absolutely, yeah. And we might never get to see it, bro, which is a real shame. But
because what is it, injury?
Hamstring, was it?
Hamstring.
Yeah. I think that they've kind of ruled him out. I think he's
out for the season.
Yeah, I think he's done.
Mm-hmm.
But Going back to this game, I think the Pelicans did a pretty decent job on SGA, and he still had 28. So he still scored 28 when people have defended you pretty well. That's a
Did his
testament.
job, just like Piggyback, just like we were talking about Piggyback. Shea did his job.
Yeah, shout out to Chet Holmgren, had 5 blocks. 5 blocks in this game. Chet had a couple of really good blocks.
Yeah, he had a nice one. He had a nice one on Larry Nance. Oh, whew.
Yeah.
Had a lovely one on Larry Nance. Met Larry Nance at the rim. No.
yeah, basically, yeah. I mean, that was Chet's first playoff game, so shout out to him as well.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah. Brandon Ingram. This was kind of just the Brandon Ingram experience. You just don't know which one you're gonna get. On some days he looks unplayable, and then the other times it's just not happening.
Some days you think, yeah, okay, so this is the second coming of KD easily.
Yeah. Yes.
Other days you're like, what? Who is this? Who is this?
It's the Team USA, Brandon Ingram.
Oh, wow, yeah.
Valanciunas, I thought, absolutely dominated the boards. Had 20 boards, didn't he?
Yes.
Because that's the thing with the Thunder. That's why I personally think that the Pelicans are going to give the Thunder a lot of problems, because they're big, aren't they? They're a big, long team. And
I think, but look at the players that the Thunder have. This is where me and you might slightly disagree. Thunder have Chet, Jalen Williams, Josh. Giddey's not small, if for a guard. Lu Dort is not small. You know what I mean? And then they got players like
Jalen Williams is only 6'5".
Jalen Williams, yeah, but he's a truck.
Jalen Williams and Lu Dort look like they've been created in a lab or something.
Zion Williamson was 6'7", 6'6", 6'7",
6'7", I think. Yeah, 6'8",
something like that.
Yeah.
Which is why I think he's like the second coming of Charles Barkley. When everyone was comparing him to Blake Griffin, I was like, no, that's the wrong comparison. It's Charles Barkley. It's Charles. That's right. It's Charles.
I just think they've got Valanciunas, they've got Larry Nance Jr., Trey Murphy's long, Herb Jones long, Brandon Ingram long. I just think they've got like Dyson Daniels. They've got people like long, and they're big. And I just thought, because other than Chet, they had
you might be right, but
I just thought that they're going to give the Thunder more trouble than what people were like. This is a sweep and all this, but I've still got Thunder winning, but I don't think it's going to be as easy as what people say. I said the Thunder in 6.
The Thunder in 6, yeah.
That's what I said.
So if I could quickly recap your calls against mine. Celtics Heat sweep.
Yeah.
Okay. Cavaliers Magic.
I had Magic in 7.
Magic in 7.
Yes.
Yeah. Same. So Magic in 7. Bucks Pacers.
I had Pacers in 6.
Pacers in 6. All right.
Yeah.
Knicks Sixers.
I had Knicks in 7.
Knicks in 7. All right, cool. And now you got Thunder in 6.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So this is what I'm going to give credence to your point about the Pelicans being big, because I actually wanted to back up my own argument, and now I might have to recant. The Pelicans out rebounded them 52-44. And though that may not seem as big, like 8 rebounds, okay, cool, that's not necessarily that bad. The offensive rebounds was 18-8. Yeah, wow. Which means the Pelicans, and the defensive rebounds was pretty much the same. 34. The Thunder actually had 2 more, 36-34.
Valanciunas was eating, mate. He was feasting on that glass, mate.
Which means that the Thunder was missing a lot. And the Pelicans were living on them on offensive boards. Mm-hmm. And that's akin to size. That's either akin to size or tremendous blocking out. And yeah, this playoff basketball, so we can go with size.
I mean, Valanciunas and Nance have 28 rebounds between them. I mean,
The-
you know, we're working, aren't we?
Nah, I'm not giving you that though. Not when one man has 20.
Hey, mate, between them, bro, you know, your two big men are pulling in 28 rebounds.
All right.
You know, that's work. We're working. We are
All right.
working.
But Chet and Jalen had 18 between them. It's 11 and 7.
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah, there you go. Yeah.
But yeah, but that's a 10 rebound difference. Come on, man. Like, all right, cool.
So you've got winning this series, yeah?
Yeah. I got Thunder winning.
And what was it, 5, did you say? Sorry.
In 5, 4-1.
Okay.
Thunder winning in 5.
The philosopher is more than entitled to his opinion, mate. So
all right.
Absolutely. Sounds. We're going to move on, mate. So I think you'll have an interest in this one. Second seed Denver Nuggets against the king of the play-in, LA Lakers. 7th seed. Nuggets taking this one, 114-103. Philosopher, did you watch this one live, bro?
I did.
Do you have some thoughts you would like to share with the group?
Here's my issue.
Okay.
You cannot play the Denver Nuggets, defending champion Denver Nuggets, and take your foot off the gas at all.
Ever. Yeah.
Now, without bias, I think LA actually did relatively well because my opinion on the sweep in the conference finals last season, people may call bias, but I'm yet to be proven wrong. I think it is the best performance by a losing team in a sweep I've ever seen, because all the games were close, were tight. That's last season. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The better team simply won every single game.
Yeah.
This game was yet again another example of that.
Mm.
And the Lakers, the Lakers lost by what? 10? 11.
11,
Yeah?
yeah?
11. And were outscored heavily in the third quarter only, really and truly.
32-18.
Yeah? You see?
Yeah.
In their third quarter.
Yeah.
Now I'm looking at the stat sheet, the individual stat sheet. So I'm not even seeing the quarter sheets right now. But I remember us being outscored in the third quarter.
Yeah.
You cannot take your foot off the gas against this Denver Nuggets team. This Denver Nuggets team is a defending champion who do not look like they have lost a step, even though they have they have changed a couple players. They have not lost a step. They haven't changed super important players. That's number one. And they've pretty much not coasted, but it's because they weren't cocky or lackadaisical through the season, but they more through the season. And now it's business time. This team will get the job done easily. The Joker, I think, had another triple double, or close. No, close.
He had only 7 assists.
Right. So in it, when you're saying only, you know how great this player is.
Yeah.
LeBron had 27, he had 33 or 32, right?
32 and 14.
Braun was decent. D'Angelo Russell wasn't good enough.
Yeah.
He wasn't awful, but he wasn't good enough, because the D'Angelo Russell we have seen in recent times has been a lot better than what we saw in this game one.
Yeah.
And these are the so point number one is you can't take your foot off the gas against the Nuggets. You lost by 11. And I basically think that game was lost in the third quarter, because you outscored them in the first quarter. They came back in the second quarter and you still led.
Yeah, you were leading at half time, bro. You were up 3, were you? 3 or 4
there you go.
at half.
And then the Nuggets came out third quarter and was like, yeah, Time to get down to business.
Yeah.
And you
We'll
didn't
take
respond.
this game now.
Yeah. So by the time you were ready to come back in the fourth, it was a little bit too late.
Yes.
That being said, that was point one. Can't take point two is DR and AR-15 got to be better. 13 points apiece from the two of you is not good enough. It's simply not good enough. Hachimura too. I don't think he made 10.
7.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. 7.
You know what I mean? Spencer Dinwiddie, definitely expect more from you.
You say, mate. You say.
You understand? So you can't. All of these down points, and you lost by, I say, only 11, which may seem like, yeah, you got beaten fairly easily, but you're playing the defending champs. Yeah, you're playing the defending champs. By comparison, the Joker's performance 32, 12, and 7. The principal had 22, 6, and 10.
Murray loves playing the Lakers, mate.
Loves it.
Loves it, doesn't
and that's because we beat them in the bubble. We beat them in the bubble, and their point always was, if we had Jamal Murray, we would have beaten you. I beg to differ, because that was a very different Lakers team.
I guess we'll never know, philosopher, will we? We'll never know.
We'll never know. You know, those waters. And they didn't really have like super games from like Aaron Gordon, and even though they had a good game from Michael Porter Jr., they didn't have a super game from KCP either. You know what I mean? But this is what Denver can do. Have quiet nights, or relatively quiet nights from the others, super nights from their big 2 or 3, and put you to bed. Simple. You know what I mean? So you can't have a slip up and expect to do anything. My heart wants to tell me Lakers in 7.
Yeah. Okay.
My heart wants to tell me Lakers in 7. So I want to go with Lakers in 7 and be the shock of the round. Because one of the rare times I will ever agree with Nick, right? Is here. This is when you want to play the Nuggets. You want the Nuggets early. You don't want the Nuggets when they're warmed up. By the time the Nuggets warmed up, it is killer. Killer season. So you better take them now. And if you could get one of these games in Denver, you've got a chance. Otherwise, Denver is 6. Easy.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, you've pretty much covered it there, bro. Obviously, you know, you've nailed it, haven't you, with what you've said. I thought Aaron Gordon played LeBron as well as you can play him, really. But LeBron's LeBron, and he's going to get his stats. I thought AD was brilliant. I thought AD, you can't ask for any more from AD than what he give you. Like, what else do you want? He even had 5 assists, bro. Like, he's doing everything. He had 4 blocks. That is a really, really good, fantastic AD game. And it still wasn't enough, bro. It still wasn't enough.
It still wasn't enough. Because you're playing the reigning MVP. Sorry, Embiid. Sorry, AB.
Oh man, yeah, but I think it's just Denver. They own you and they know it. I think that's what it's boiling down to.
Shout out to Ken. Shout out to Ken in the Green Bay party. Then Ken would say, "Oh, behind the woodshed, taking you out behind the woodshed."
Beating like you stole something.
Beat the brakes off you. So
that's it's this is a tough matchup for the Lakers. It's a tough matchup for anybody, bro. I think
I will say though, if the Lakers were to beat the Nuggets, they deserve the chip. If the Lakers could get the Lakers could get the Nuggets beaten, they would deserve the chip. But it's going to take everything.
It's going to take more off, like you say, the other guys, because AD and LeBron are bringing it. They're bringing their side of it, And then it's the others, isn't it? Like you say, bro, they've got to step up, bro.
And I don't know what like. Yes, I'm a Lakers fan, but I don't know why people behaving all brand new. Like if it would be dire if LeBron was to go in the first round and AD going out in first. I'm like, y'all realize that these are older stars now. This is always have been the history of the NBA. When you get older, and what's not the new boys bumps you, the younger boys bumps you, man. Don't be shocked at the Timberwolves and the Thunder and what these boys come to win now. It's like this is our time now. So Steph going home and hey. Y'all old now. Y'all great. Thanks a lot. Thanks for the years. But go KD. Sorry. But like you home. Like so if you want to be the old boy to still prove, hey, listen, I ain't quite finished yet. You gotta bring all. You got to bring all against these younger fellas.
They're coming for the crown, aren't they, mate? They're coming for the crown. That's that's it, isn't it? Yeah, it's what it is. But I got Nuggets in 5, bro, for this one. That's what I said. I think it's going to be very difficult, but you might get a LeBron game where he just takes over and I don't even think that's going to give you the win. The LeBron game because LeBron's going to get his regardless. I think you're going to need one of the others to have a game. So a D'Angelo Russell or a Rui or a AR-15, they're gonna have to have a game where you go, okay, this is why you get your win, because like you said, Braun and AD, the men doing them thing. They're bringing it, mate. They're bringing it. But D'Lo's been playing well recently, right?
Yes.
Like the last month of the season, he's been playing very well, but. Again, when the lights are brightest, some people shrink and some people, embrace the challenge, don't they? But surprisingly, not as a down game for D'Lo, but he might spring back game 2, bro. Who knows? Like you say,
I'm hoping to pick one.
It's still 1-0.
I'm hoping to pick one in Denver, but it's unlikely.
Yeah, the altitude as well, mate. You got to get that oxygen going, mate, or something. Yeah, always a tough place to play as well, isn't it? So
yeah, man.
Yeah, but they've what have they won now? Like 8 straight or something now, or something against the Lakers, something like that.
Own the Lakers. Own them.
I'm afraid so. But who knows? Game 2, come out with the win. And then it's 1 each going back to LA for 2. Then, well, who knows, pal? Who knows? So moving on, we have the 3rd seed Minnesota Timberwolves against my Phoenix Suns.
Yes, sir.
Minnesota taking this game.
I need to hear from you. Because this is another.
Should we just move on from this one?
This is another one of my boys. So I need to hear from you, please.
Well, okay. Well, yes. The Wolves take it 120-95. I tell you, the thing that I noticed in this, like cheering against Ant-Man hurt my feelings, mate, because I love Ant-Man, but I've got to root against him now, and it's horrible. It's a horrible feeling. I don't like it, but I've had to do it. But my God, Ant-Man, he put that cape on in the 3rd quarter, and I was like, oh, no.
Baby Jordan.
Like the
Anthony Edwards has finally answered my prayers, and I have not said it out loud until now. Anthony Edwards has finally answered my, and I've been feeling this way since last season. And I'm glad that he actually changed his number. He changed his number to my favorite number, which is number 5. So he answered my prayers that I had once Kobe was finished. Because once Mike was finished in 98, I knew I was going Kobe. I knew before Mike was done. That's my guy after Mike done. I don't even care if you win nothing. See this dude here? Yeah, he can be nice. Then when Kobe was finishing, I was like, I don't know who I'm gonna turn to because I was liking Paul George. And what's on? We're not gonna go down that road because we know why I call him Saul George now. Anyway. But Ant-Man, is legit.
Mm-hmm.
That next two-way, two-guard that I absolutely love. Yes, I love Piggy Bank. Yes, I love Zeus and what's not. But like, my favorite type of basketball player is a 6'6", 6'7" shooting guard that is lovely on defense and a monster on offense.
Yeah.
That's got vertical. That's, you know what I mean. The mentality. Listen, I am like, and KD was his favorite player. And to step on the court when KD dropping a 30 piece as well, and to say, hey, just like what I said earlier, yes, brother man, you a legend, but it's my time now.
It's my time now.
This is reminiscent of Jordan 69 in Boston Garden. This is reminiscent of Kobe 55 against Mike. This is reminiscent. This is the type of games where this is game one in the playoffs. It wasn't his playoff debut, but now the team is his. So 100%. He knows telling the world, hey, we're the number 2 seed, number 1 seed, number 2, number 3 seed, whatever it was, for a reason. Me.
yeah. Didn't have an enjoyable couple of hours rooting against Ant-Man, bro. I'm not going to lie. It's but you've got to give him his props because in the third quarter he was unreal, mate. He was unplayable. Like there's literally nothing you could do with that. What did he score? 18 in the third. Ended with 33, 9, and 6. Just blew the game open in the third.
And locked up Devin B. Locked up Devin Booker.
They did it. They did a very good job on Booker, mate. They did a very good job. Booker was like 5 for 16. They put some guys. They put some really tall, long people on Booker. They put McDaniels on him.
Taylor McDaniels and
Alexander Walker. Yeah, just long guys. And I think Booker really had a problem dealing with it. And it was a very subdued 18 from Book. I'll be honest. Beal, 15, not enough, mate. Our margin of our big three have to produce, or else it's going to be very hard for us to win games.
But you want to hear something? You want to hear something?
Always.
The other two in the big three of the Wolves were also quiet. Don't forget that they got Cat and Rudy Gobert. Cat had 19.
He started very well. He kind of petered in the second half, but first half he was aggressive, and he kind of petered away. But I said before the series, I thought Gobert's going to have his 20 rebounds in this series. He's going to absolutely feast on the glass. And I think what did he end up with? 16.
I think this is the series where you miss Ayton. This is the type of series where you miss Ayton. And Ayton, the player that we hoped he would have become. Ayton that gave us the flashes of, yes, brother, you could be a 2015 guy easy.
Yeah.
Not the Ayton that goes missing. That's not the Ayton I'm talking about. You see what I'm saying? But apart from that, like Mike Conley was quiet. He's always a solid player in the playoffs. You know what I mean? And then you have players that ain't play a lot of minutes, like Kyle Anderson and them boys. Naz Reid came out and gave them some important minutes as well.
Kyle Anderson got injured, didn't he? He got injured, Anderson. Yeah. So that was a miss for him. But we lost Grayson Allen as well, which could be a real stumbling block. That's going to be key. Yeah, if he's not playing, bro, he rolled his ankle. It didn't look great. But like, Naz Reid and Alexander Walker had 30 off the bench between them. Things like that.
You need not just your big three to be lovely, but you need guys like Nurkic and the same Grayson Allen. That he's key. You need Nurkic to be a bigger force down between them two towers of Gobert and Towns. Because if you let the two of them get away, this is why Ant-Man is gonna do as he like, because you got to worry about them two towers while Ant-Man killing you. Sorry, I don't mean to laugh.
No. Hey, mate, like as a neutral,
But,
mate,
like,
it must be like amazing. But as a Suns fan, you're like, oh my god, Ant-Man's coming again.
yeah,
You know,
like,
it's a horrible 20 minutes from Eric Gordon. My god, they were rough
oh
20.
my days. That's
Oh,
another
mate.
player that you need him to be solid. You need his
Yeah,
experience to
yeah.
come through. You
Like,
need him to be solid.
it was,
Just like LA in this case, and the Wolves
yeah,
haven't won anything yet, but it's because the Wolves are hungry. The Wolves are hungry, and the Suns are is this team that's supposed to win because they were put together to win. Yeah.
yeah.
You have to fire on all cylinders.
Mm.
You got people 20, 25? 20, 25. That's a blow. You know what I mean? You can't lose by 25.
No.
Again,
The thing that guts me, bro, is we wasted a really, really, really good KD game. KD was fantastic. He was really, really good.
KD was KD. Durantula.
Literally, mate, he was getting Gobert and Cat on the switches, and his eyes were lighting up, mate. And he was like, "Yeah, mate, give me barbecue chicken in here, mate. Let's
sauce." Because
class,
again, the better players to mark KD would have been the same Ant-Man or Jalen McDaniels, and what the Wolves did was focused them on Booker and Beal. So they were like, all right, let KD get his. KD's probably gonna get his. Let him get his.
Yeah.
So what are you gonna need from Towns now is for Towns to step out and put his body on KD. There's 12 fouls between you and Rudy. Use some of them, fella. Let me use some of them, fellas. You got Naz Reid backing you up as well. So use some of them. Some of them fouls on KD. You know what I mean? Slow him down, but we still blew you out. So I'm sorry. Wolves in 6 for me.
Well, dude, that hurts my feelings, bro. But I understand it. Oh, I understand it, mate. I understand it.
Wolves in 6.
I thought the refs let a lot of stuff go, man. They were letting them battle
too much.
Down
too
low.
much.
I mean, I might be biased, bro, but I was like, man, they're letting them. Like they were letting them body like Book. Like it was rough down there, man. But
this is my problem with the refs, and I have this problem with that Wolves game, and I had this problem in the Bucks game. I think it was.
Yes. Yeah.
In the Bucks game, the refs are either tremendously horrible and calling every little foolish little thing, or they're tremendously horrible and not calling anything. And I'm like, guys, you guys are paid to be better than this. You know what I mean? Like, see a foul for what it is, and then you can allow a little bit of aggressive play as well. I don't know why it's got to be either of the extremes. You know what I mean? Like,
there was a couple of times Book was basically wrestled to the floor, and he's looking at the refs up, going like, "Dude, what the hell, bro?" Yeah. But you've got to play through it. You've got to adapt to it, haven't you? You know, no excuses, man. Wolves played really well. Like you say, they really understood the assignment, and it's like, right, Booker and Beal are the ball handlers. We are going to focus on them, and we're going to stop them. KD might get 30, but if we limit those two, like I say, our margins are that fine, bro. That that's how we're going to win. And they understood the assignment, and they played very well. And the crowd was well up for it, mate. The crowd are mental, bro.
So what are you saying? You think you can beat the Twin Cities?
We went very ISO heavy again in this game, and we're not the best when ISO heavy. We only had 16 assists for the whole team.
I think they forced you into being ISO.
No, yes, they did.
They forced you into being ISO.
They really
because what you're good at is
when the
you're trying to play similar ball to what Golden State did with Steph, Clay, and KD. In that, use the extra pass, and whoever gets the final pass makes that attack, which is fine. The Wolves have read that and said, okay, we're gonna dumb down the start of it, cut the head off of the snake with Booker and Beal because they're gonna start it and force them into ISO ball, which KD is king of. So KD can get his, but these other two, the rest of these can starve. Which is why your Nurkic's and those boys and the Gordons, when they came on and tried to shoot the ball on the extra pass, struggled badly because they're getting the extra pass either way too early or way too late in the shot clock. So they're forcing it. So I mean, credit gotta go to the Wolves there. I'm sorry. I know you played a lot of football, but
absolutely, bro, absolutely. This was always my worry though when we didn't get a point guard. I thought we might be fine in the regular season, but when we're in the playoffs, we're going to rely so much on Book because we need his scoring so much. But now we're asking him to be the primary ball handler as well.
Here's where that CP loss will hurt you.
Yes.
Because as much as yes, CP didn't do what he should have done, you blah blah blah. Here's where that CP, because Chris Paul in that lineup will now know I legit don't have to score. No. But they're going to have to send if they employ that cut the head off of the stick against Chris Paul, it's a very different basketball game. Because Chris Paul would say, okay, I can take that heat because I got two killers coming off as an option. And my third option, if KD and Book ain't available, is Bradley Beal. So what are you going to do? Because I don't have to score it, but you gotta stop one of the three of these, and you don't know which one I'm going to.
Yeah, I feel like making Beal or Booker one of the primary ball handlers is we're almost nullifying them.
One of them. You
know what I mean? And that was my worry the whole season, but I'm hoping I'm wrong.
Justifiably so. So what's the score?
Well, watch for Book game 2, mate. He's coming out and he's going. Just watch out for game 2.
That's what you want, isn't it? That's what you want.
This is what's going to happen.
I'm listening to you, my brother. but I am letting you know.
Yes, sir.
Anthony Michael Jeffrey Jordan Edwards, aka the son of Bean, will return again. You get me? Yeah, I'm all for it. When's game 2 tomorrow?
Tomorrow night, bro. I shall be watching that. I think it's midnight. I think tomorrow night I shall be watching live, sir.
So we you never know. We might call each other and see what's good.
Absolutely. I got the Suns in 6, mate, on this one, so I'm sticking with it.
All right, so you're gonna reverse that. Suns in 6. All right. I'm gonna hold you to that.
Yeah, man. This is what it's about, bro. So the last one of the playoff matchups is the 4-5. We've got the LA Clippers 4th seed against the 5th seed Dallas Mavericks. This one kind of got out of hand in a hurry on Sunday, Sunday evening. The Mavs with a very peculiar first half, which
and then they couldn't get back into the game.
And then they tried, but it just what did it end? Can't remember now what the
109.97.
109.97. Yeah. The first half, like it was what did they have?
Without the clock.
Without Kawhi. Dallas scored 8 points in the second quarter, bro. They scored 30 points at halftime. I'm not going to lie, bro. As a Suns fan, watching Luka have that half, I did kind of enjoy it. I'm not going to lie.
You enjoyed it. I know you did. I know you did. And he still dropped 30.
And he still, by the time the game ended, he had 33. And I'm just like, man, what the hell? Very, very strange first half from the Mavs, bro. Very strange.
The Mavericks, the Mavericks. So the Mavericks have been praised recently about their defense has gotten so much better and
really high on the Mavs, bro. Yeah.
Oh yeah. And everything is working and this double tandem of Luka and Kyrie is going to be there, and second coming of LeBron and Kyrie and blah 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 blah. First of all, of course I want the Mavs to beat the Clippers. Duh.
Yes,
of course. I want the Mavs to sweep the Clippers. That can't happen now. But the Mavs got found out very quickly because even though the first half was okay-ish, the Clippers still led by 8. No. 12.
They were up.
At the end of the first quarter, sorry, the Clippers were up like 12.
34-22, bro. Yeah.
First quarter, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
By the end of the half, I don't even want to give you the story. Mind you, Luka, the Don and Uncle Drew both had 30 pieces in this game.
Yes,
and what else from anyone else? Nothing.
The others, yes.
Nothing. The infamous others. Nothing.
I think there was only one other guy who was in double figures.
PJ Washington.
PJ who had 11. The rest was single digits, bro.
In one of my fantasy teams, I famously traded PJ Washington for Nikola Jokic. Let's not go down that road.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. Shout out to my guy that allowed me that trade. He was having a losing season. I asked him for an offer because I had two all-stars. That one was injured. LaMelo Ball was out completely. So I needed to replace an all-star, and Jimmy B was out for multiple weeks, and Brandon Ingram also was out for multiple weeks as well. So I needed a star caliber player. So I was looking for, and he allowed me. But PJ Washington giving you 11 and 7 ain't good enough to beat no Clippers. Listen to the Clippers on the other side. Paul George had 22, 6 and 3. Zubats had 20 and 15.
Had himself a game, bro. Had himself a game, mate. He was all over Dallas front court, mate. He was all over him.
Terrence Mann had 13 and 9, a nice little quiet 13 and 9, solid 13 and 9. Russell Westbrook had 13, 4 and 4 off the bench. Who led that second unit to absolutely mayhem?
Westbrook has reinvented himself as a 6-man.
Like,
unbelievable, mate.
I'm coming on, and it's damaged.
I'm happy for him. I'm happy for him because he's had some grief over the last couple of years, man. I'm happy for Westbrook, bro.
Well, my jury's out because he's gone to the enemy. So
of course.
And last but definitely not least, a player that I definitely don't like.
Talk to me, sir. Talk to me.
James the Beard Harden.
Yes.
Literally reminded everyone, wait, sorry. Yes, Kawhi is out, but you forget that you have 4 all-stars on this team, of which I am one, and I am one of the 2 that has won MVP of this league. Don't get disrespectful. None of them 2 stars on that other team ever win MVP. Them, come on. So let me remind you of why we are contenders. That's why the Clippers, even after the Mavs started to try to make some noise in the third quarter, the Clippers did not come off the gas. Remember when I was talking about the Lakers not coming off the gas against the Nuggets? Yeah. That's what you do. I mean, the Mavericks are not the Nuggets, but that's what you do. You don't let up. Do not let up. Can't let up. If you're in front, don't let up. If you're playing against a top team, don't let up. You have all out. And this is without Kawhi. So though I want the Mavericks to win this series, if the Mavericks play anything like that game 1, the Don and Uncle Drew are going to get theirs, and they will be out in 4 games. I am so serious.
Wow. Okay.
Credit to Stephen A. Smith, who I revere as he's one of my favorite journalists, but he's talked some foolishness sometimes. I would tell him that to his face. Love him.
That's pretty true.
He talks some nonsense, but the Clippers can't beat the Mavs without Kawhi Leonard. James Harden just answered your question. I would have never made that take in the first place, number 1. And number 2, like, don't be disrespectful. And the Mavs have yet to prove anything, to be very honest. No, I don't see them doing, like, having the performance in game 2 that they had in game 1. But if they have anything close to it against this Clippers team, they're going Cancun in a hurry. In a hurry.
Yeah. Game 1, James Harden, playoff James Harden is real, isn't it? This is what he does in game 1s, right? He had a
Ladies
great
and
game
gentlemen,
one, and then
Ladies and gentlemen, that is the end of the philosopher for the night. Have a good night. I'm about to go about playoff James Harden. Who's that?
hey mate, game one's James Harden, mate. He shows. It's just all the other games that he doesn't usually.
Oh
That's the
my
thing.
God. When's their game 2? Is that tomorrow as well?
I think it is, bro. Game 2.
Wait,
I think so.
is that tomorrow too? Wait, games? No, games.
Yeah, tomorrow night, dude. Yeah, tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Is the real James Harden going to show up in game 2? That's the question. That is the question. Well, he looked engaged on both sides of the ball, man. In that game last night, he did. You have to give it to him. Whether he can sustain it, I think we've seen in the past that he can't. But on that day in that game, he was, he had a very good game. So, can they sustain?
I can't believe I have to actually entertain this conversation. I'm like, it's actually battering. James Harden has reinvented himself in recent seasons to be more of a point guard than a shooting guard. Yeah, and in that game one, he had 28, 2, and 8. Right.
Yeah.
He still had 8 assists, and he almost had a 30 piece. So it's literally like he reminded you, hey, listen, I can still do this. Don't ever get it twisted. I can still do this. What was good for him is that he was tremendously aggressive.
He was.
I find he was tremendously aggressive,
He
which is what he needs to be. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's his passiveness. Him going into his shell is when he's passive.
Yeah.
To say Paul George had a quiet night at 22, 6, and 3. That's dangerous for the Mavs. That's dangerous for the Mavs. Paul George quiet. So if you think you're going to go into game 2 and clamp James Harden, Paul George might just say, okay, my turn.
The thing is, bro, I think looking at the Dallas roster, who's clamping up James Harden?
No one.
That's who is who have they got to clamp these guys down? I don't see anybody who's going to be able to do it.
They could send Derek Jones at him, but they might reserve Derek Jones for Paul George, length and you know what I mean, vertical and stuff like that. They reserve Derek Jones for him. Kyrie isn't bad on defense. I think people do him bad as though Kyrie doesn't play defense, which I think is absolute garbage. So you might use Kyrie on James Harden. But then who else? You know what I mean? Dante Exum. Come on.
Who's Luka guarding on the other end? It's
like,
are they hiding him on Terrence Mann on the 3-point line? That's the kind of matchup probably.
And this is the thing. The Clippers are coached by a gentleman called Tyronn Lue.
Yeah,
Tyronn Lue.
I think Tyronn Lue's a way better coach than Jason Kidd.
Yes.
I personally think.
And that's I'm one that I'm not unfair. I think Jason Kidd gets tarnished badly because I actually think Jason Kidd's a better coach than a lot of people give him credit for. But Tyronn Lue, without question, is a better coach by a distance as well. And that being said, if you look at that same game, the matchup switches, they were hunting Luka Doncic.
Yep.
Hunting him.
And I think that's the difference, isn't it? You've got to make him work on that end of the floor. Because I think if you do, you're going to wear him down, I think, eventually. And is he going to have as much for the offense? Because he's got such a burden at that end, hasn't he, bro? I think that's the difference, isn't it? We've got to make him work. Whoever he's guarding, he's going in the pick and roll, isn't he, man? For sure.
I think Jason Kidd needs to use his rotations a lot better and use his bodies a lot more. So use his bodies, send them to the line. James Harden would love that. You know what I mean? But send him to the line. Send him, put your body on him and send him to the line.
Yeah.
You know?
Another thing that jumped out to me was the Mavericks only had 14 assists as a team. I thought that was
A team that has Luka on it.
Yeah, he usually gets out on his own. Like,
exactly.
they missed a lot of open shots, I think, and a lot of bunnies as well.
Because again, Luka and Kyrie got theirs.
Yeah,
but who else? No one else. No. If it's some other like these Tim Hardaway Juniors and you see him Derek Lively, the second rookie, yes, fine, but he's been relatively solid all season. You see him Dante Exums and Gaffords and them boys there. You got to finish. You got to finish. I saw them missing layups.
Yeah.
Luka setting up man at the rim. Kyrie being Kyrie. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Luka looked visibly frustrated, I think, with some of the play from his teammates, I think. Yeah. But we'll see. But yeah, I mean the Clippers shortened their rotation as well. They went to 8 guys, didn't they?
Yes, they did. 8. Which is why I say send the bodies at them. Send the bodies, put them in full trouble. You know, be aggressive on the offense.
Yeah. And
then put bodies on them.
They got a deep roster, though, haven't they? The players who didn't play last night: Bones Highland, Daniel Tice, PJ Tucker, have all played in playoff games. Not even playing, not even registering minutes. Like, you know,
it's true. But
the
Clippers are deep. Clippers got Plumlee and Powell and them boys there too. So like,
experienced guys.
Clippers are deep. The Clippers are deep.
That's why I had the Clippers winning the series, because I think they've got a deeper roster of better players.
Objectively, yes. Oh my God, yes. Objectively, yes. And I'll tell you what, based on what I saw last night, objectively, the Clippers in 5.
Wow, the Clippers in 5. Wowzers.
5.
I had it Clippers in 7. I thought it was going to go 7. I thought this was going to be it.
I'm tempted to say that Clippers in 7, but based on what I saw, but it's going to be dependent on game 2.
I think this is going to go home court. It's everybody's winning home games, and we're going 7.
Personally. Okay, I'm gonna hold you to that. So
these games are going to be blowouts for the home team. Every home game, they're going to be blowouts, and we're
with the Mavericks playing like that.
Oh no, not with no. Of course, the Mavericks not playing like that. They need to.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Your bench plays better at home, don't they, bro?
You mean should?
They should. They should play better at home, should I say? Yeah, but yeah. Oh, if Dallas play like this thing's a wrap, bro.
Now they might get one. I think they'll get one.
Yeah, they'll get a Luka 50 piece or something.
But, or Kyrie.
Kyrie was the best player that was Mavs by a good margin for me. He was,
which is why I want him in LA.
Yeah. You take him over D'Lo? Is that what you're saying?
What? I'll fly to Dallas and pack him myself. Would I take him over D'Lo?
Yeah. I don't know. There might be some D'Lo fanatics out there somewhere.
That's all right. Love to D'Lo, but sorry. Bye.
Yeah. Putting somebody like Kyrie. Kyrie's talent's never been an argument, has it? It's always been off-court things that have always got in his way. His talent's never been doubted.
We seem to be behind him.
The off-court stuff,
the off-court stuff, which seem to be behind.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Absolutely. Okay.
So you've got Clippers in 5 on this one.
I got Clippers in 5.
Wow, damn, unbelievable.
Clippers in 5. So the West, I got Thunder in 5.
Yeah.
Clippers in 5.
Yeah.
Wolves in 6.
Yeah.
Nuggets in 6.
Okay. I'll have to tweet these out, mates, and so we can laugh at them after.
All right.
Mine included, bro.
Let's tag me.
Yeah, man, absolutely. So so that's what the first round's looking like. Obviously, there's going to be games on every day now, so the games are going to be coming thick and fast, man, for sure. So it's going to be interesting.
By the next time we're here, we'll be in the second round. Will we be in the second round?
Yeah, probably. Yeah, next live show 2 weeks time. There's gonna be some. We're gonna be getting down to the nitty gritty.
we're gonna have some things to answer to, or we're gonna be celebrating good calls.
Oh God! Uh-oh. Absolutely. Something else that happened yesterday was. Do you want to do these now? Player awards.
Yeah,
right?
man. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
We can finish off with this.
Absolutely. So yeah, the player nominations come out yesterday for the upcoming regular season awards. They're giving you the top three of who votes for these: the players and media and coaches. A combination of the three, I think.
Yeah, combination of three.
Only certain media people are allowed, which I found completely baffling. That only Ernie Johnson from the TNT crew has got an MVP vote. He's the only one.
Because they do it. No, I don't want to say by random, but stature. They do it so the journalist votes is by stature.
Yeah. Mad.
So for instance, from First Take, Stephen A's got a vote from First Take.
Yeah.
I think Skip Bayless has one as well.
Oh God! Wow.
Yeah.
Somebody should rescind that straight away.
Oh, I 100% agree with that. 100% agree with that. But at the same time, I always respect experience. Skip's been around forever. He's
done something right all these years, mate, because he's still around, isn't he? So yeah.
I wouldn't say he's something right. I say he's done something somebody likes.
Or he had something on somebody.
Something. You know what I mean? So yeah, I think that's how it goes. But yeah.
Okay, well, so the top three, I've noted down the top three we've got for each award.
Okay, MVP.
Are we putting out there? Are we saying who we think's going to win each one? Yeah, is that what
man? Let's go.
Okay, start with obviously the marquee, the MVP. Top three, right. We have Nikola Jokic, Luka Doncic, and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. So, philosopher, who do you have as the MVP of the league this year?
The MVP, like I say, I have to remind everyone of what I believe is the most objective view of the most valuable player of the league. The most valuable player of the league isn't necessarily the best player in the league. Yep. Sometimes that is so, but more often than not, or rather, I say it doesn't mean that it is always so.
Yeah.
Good. So before anybody come for me and say, no, it's the best player. His picking even the best player in the league. Psh, cool. But the most valuable player in the National Basketball Association is that player, when you remove them from their team, has the biggest effect on that team.
Yeah.
That player is Shai Gilgeous-Alexander.
Okay. So if you remove him from the OKC Thunder, where 100%. Are the OKC going to be without him? Probably
in the play-in at best.
In the play-in at best.
At best.
Yeah.
At best. Yeah. People might say that about Doncic as well. You know what I mean? So for me, the positions in this year's voting, and this is nothing against the Joker's phenomenal year again, but there are very few to no players in the league that have the support cast that the Joker has. Yes, he makes them better with his type of play because he slows the game down. The game has to be played at his tempo. That's what makes him the best player in the league.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So his numbers are astronomical. You know what I mean? But the MVP is Shai. So Shai, Luka, the Joker.
Okay. Yeah, I'm with you, bro. That's how I value the most valuable player is if you remove that player from that team, what is the team? Where are they going to be? Where would they finish?
Correct.
So I'm in agreement with you, mate. I'm with SGA. If you remove Luka from the Mavs, they've still got Kyrie. If you remove Joker from Nuggets, they've still got Murray. If you remove SGA, who's the second best player on the OKC?
Chet is a rookie.
Maybe Jalen Williams or
and if they say, oh yeah, but Chet is so great, so is Wemby. And where did the Spurs finish? there's your answer. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, but well, there we go. Agreeing on the first one. This is
All right.
This is looking well. Next one, Rookie of the Year, bro.
Okay.
Is there much discussion in this one? Do you have anybody other than the alien?
Other than the aliens?
Other than the alien, Wemby. I think this one's a wrap. I think they stopped betting on this, mate, about 3 months ago, didn't they?
They stopped betting on this at Christmas.
I had a bet on Chet being Rookie of the Year before the season started.
Did.
And at Christmas,
do you remember who my bet was on?
I do. Do you remember who you bet on?
Yes, sir. I had a serious bet on Scoop.
You did. I remember
my money was on Scoop. And that's simply because I thought Scoop was the most league ready. He showed it whenever he was fit. But he was rarely fit this whole season. When he came back in, whenever he came back and got games and then started to get match fit and what's not, got hurt again. So he never really propelled and kicked on. That being said, even if he did, based on the year that Victor Wembanyama has had, or as Rashid Wallace calls him, Wamba Wamba. Wamba is a clear. I can't remember when last we've had an outright Rookie of the Year, no discussion like this.
Yeah, there's usually like a 2-horse race, isn't there, in the Rookie of the Year? But
shame on me, because I should remember. But the last time we had even the years of the great LeBron James, or Michael Jordan when he won in '84, those were after two great rookie classes, and two great rookie seasons from Jordan and Hakeem, and Charles Barkley. And then with Braun, you had in their rookie year, you had him and Melo, of course. Should have been Melo that year. I need to remind everybody about that. But that's nothing against LeBron's year. It's just that LeBron, that Melo was the Rookie of the Year. Raggle. But Chris Bosh also had a phenomenal year that year. You see what I'm saying? So like, I can't remember a year when it was this clear cut from Christmas. Literally, Chet was mentioned early in the runnings.
Yeah,
but
he started well, but then Wemby second half of the season.
But it's not like Wemby started badly. Wemby didn't start badly either. But they were. It was a conversation up until about Christmas at best. Yeah. It probably finished before that, because then Wemby just like, and the Spurs obviously are poor, and they're gonna have another big pick, which is scary in itself. You know, so like Victor Wembanyama easily.
Yeah, I don't know what they're tanking for, mate, because the players coming into this draft are the worst for about 10 years. So I don't know what they're tanking for, but they're going to have another high pick. So we'll see what happens. I don't know what that number one pick's going to be worth. But
the reason why I don't trust the Spurs is because history will teach us. Philosopher moment now. History will teach us.
Philosopher corner. Here we go.
The Spurs have perfected this behavior.
Yeah.
They wanted David Robinson. Drafted him early, sent him back to college.
Yeah.
Back to college, yeah? He came out the next year, blew away the place, added key pieces. Sean Elliott, Mario Ellie. Over time, you know what I mean? Avery Johnson. You know what I mean? Pieces that people was like, I'm not sure. Got big picks, traded them away for players like Dennis Rodman from the Pistons. You know what I mean? And they traded that away and got some other little pieces. So by the time they still couldn't get over the hump, they were like, all right, nah, we need to tank again. And David Robinson got this niggling injury. Yeah, send him for surgery now. Tank because a certain player from Wake Forest was coming. Timmy D. And then Bram title. Dominance. Bruh, and they've done it again. Like they had DeJounte Murray. If they had DeJounte Murray right now with Wembanyama, it would be ridiculous. But they couldn't get that because DeJounte Murray was like, I'm a good player, so I'm gonna keep playing. You know what I mean? Not trade that away. So even though this draft coming up may look weak, they can entice whatever other teams for other little pieces that people might not really find all of that attractive or might find as failures here and there and what's not. But yeah, you want this big shiny piece, this big draft pick or whatever. Spurs will trade that away and get the types of Manu Ginobili's, Tony Parker's, Steve Smith's, Steve Kerr's, Robert Ory's, you know, Steven Jackson's, Bruce Bowen's. Yeah, them is the pieces that has turned the Spurs into the juggernaut that we have come to know and hate.
So what you're saying is you're always watching out for what the Spurs are doing.
Always. The Spurs are if for my people that watch Game of Thrones, the Spurs are the White Walkers.
Yeah.
You see, boring basketball, fundamental, the extra pass, but effective as hell. Can't stop it.
Get a half decent point guard with Wemby, mate, and then you've got something, haven't you? I think that's, if
you got Wembanyama, you got the player that can possibly be the next one to be in the GOAT debate. Let's be honest. Wembanyama looks like a combination of Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Wilt Chamberlain, and Hakeem Olajuwon wrapped into one player with a 3-point shot.
Yeah.
Like, the one thing that players develop as they mature is their jumper. His jumper is already decent.
Already there. Well, yeah, I'd say already there, but it's already very good, isn't it? Yeah.
And he's horrifying on defense, which all three of those players were. Like he's a problem. Man is a problem on defense.
Yeah.
Like, come on, man. The Spurs fit pieces around that.
Yeah.
It's curtains, man.
Like, players don't go in the paint, mate, when Wemby's there. They're like, I ain't getting shot block, mate. I'm going out again. Like, yeah. You
need a Joker, a Embiid, a Chet, that type of player to draw a Zeus to draw the attention away and beat. You gotta beat the players by playing a wrong Wemby. That's what great post players. That's what they do.
Yeah.
And if you could get Wemby to do what I say big players should do, in that I'm gonna dominate you down here, and in case you forget, when you come and send two down here now, I'll step out and hit this wet jumper and make you contemplate your life.
Well, he'll be able to see over the double team. That's for sure. That's there, isn't it? It's like, oh, I'll just pass it to that guy over there. Sound 3-pointer. Thanks for playing, lads. Yeah, we're done. Anything on Brandon Miller, the Hornets?
Very good player. Very solid player. Very solid player.
I just feel sorry for him. He's on the Hornets.
Well, jury's out for me because they got to do something with LaMelo Ball, man. They got to get LaMelo Ball fit. If they can get LaMelo Ball fit, that's it. And they just lost Kelly Oubre for nothings as well, like Terry Rozier for nothings and what's not. So, like, I mean, if they could get their shit together, they could be decent. But again, Brandon Miller looks like he's going to be a decent player in this league.
Yeah, people were surprised he went as high as he did in the draft, but from what I've seen, he looks like a very solid player. Could be.
I weren't surprised.
No, I think some people were surprised on how high he was. I think. I'm not sure, but trying to put words in people's mouths, but I think some people were surprised. But yeah, I think Wemby's running away with this one, bro. I think it's pretty safe to say, isn't it?
Easily.
Yeah. Next one is the most improved. We have somebody we were bigging up earlier, Tyrese Maxey, Kobe White from the Chicago Bulls, and Şengün from the Houston Rockets. For me, for this one, I went with Kobe White because I think Kobe White was probably about 5 games away from probably not being in the league anymore, and then it went to scoring 25 a night. So that to me is a kind of most improved. I kind of don't want to give it Maxi because I think Maxi last year was very good already.
Yeah,
and I don't like giving it to players that he was averaging already 20 and now he's averaging 25. You're good already. So for me, the most improved
his most improved was last season for me.
Yeah, exactly, mate. Yeah, so for me, it wasn't Maxi. Şengün's had a great year, but unfortunately, he got injured, didn't he? So that was a shame for him because the Rockets were.
But he still plays 65. He's played since he's played.
Well, yes, he's eligible, but I went with Kobe White because I think I like the ones that kind of just come out of nowhere and you don't really see come in, and it's a kind of pleasant surprise. Going, oh man, he's balling, he's doing really well, and so I went with Kobe White on this one, bro. So
I think you might be right because Kobe White, Tar Heel, he has been overdue. And I think one of the reasons why he has gotten better is because of the injury to another guy that I like to, is Zach LaVine. So he stepped up and really propelled the Bulls into making at least an effort at the play-in.
They wouldn't have made the play-in without Kobe White, bro, would they? They wouldn't have made
100% because DeMar is on his downward slide now. He's on his downward slope, DeMar DeRozan. So, but by missing Zach LaVine and then the Vucevic thing still hasn't quite worked. Kobe really stepped up. So it's really difficult to beat your Kobe White pick. But I went with Şengün. You don't have a stat jump like that. And Jordan is going to like this because Jordan calls Şengün from day.
He did. Shout out to Jordan. He did call it. He did
from
call
day.
It,
so Şengün, I think Şengün, especially then if he didn't get injured, the Rockets might have made a little bit more effort at maybe a playing spot, maybe. But I think Şengün is the most improved player for me. But it's difficult to beat your Kobe pick. That's what I see, and I agree with you completely on the Maxi because I think Maxi's already all-star level from last season.
It irked me when Ja Morant won it because I was like, Ja Morant was good already. When he won it.
No, that's what I'm saying. Ja Morant had no business winning most improved player.
Exactly. Yeah. It irked me that bit. I didn't like it.
That was Maxi.
It's like, dude, Ja Morant was good already.
Yeah.
Like, we don't give him most improved player. Like, the guy was a baller
and the thing
already.
Is, they might go and give it to Maxi this season now as one of them like sympathy awards. Like you should have got it last season, so you give it, and then that will then end up spiting Kobe. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. There's a kind of makeup award or something.
I don't like them one.
No, but no, that's good. Defensive Player of the Year.
This is contentious now.
Yeah, this is. I think this is going to be a tough one. This is going to be close, I think. So we've got Gobert, Wemby again as a rookie defensive player of the year, and Bam Adebayo from the Miami Heat. For one, actually, Philosopher, were you surprised that AD wasn't in there?
Yes. The only player that's that defensive stats is in that three is better than AD is the rookie. The only player in that three that their defensive stats are better than AD's is Victor Wembanyama. That's number one. Number two, everybody know how I feel about Rudy Gobert, but that doesn't mean he doesn't merit as a defensive player. So I think he's especially because like everybody, expect him to be this great misfit, and he's played well defensively again. Everybody talk about great players that's cooking. Which great player don't cook people? You know what I mean? Jokic just cook AD all the time. Like Embiid, Zeus, like they have their way with AD.
I think AD's defensive stats are better than Gobert's, aren't they?
Yes, they are. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. The only player in that three that has better defensive stats than Anthony Davis is Victor Wembanyama. Wamba. So so point number one is my pick for defensive player of the year was not even in the finalists. I'm on the finalists, and that's not even being biased to LA. If you want to include my bias, maybe it's because I watch LA probably more than any other team.
Yeah,
obviously.
makes sense. Yeah.
So I see him night in, night out. Like, and AD came up with a statement, I think today or yesterday. They're never gonna give it to me. I'm the best defensive player in this league.
Yeah, well, he said something that I don't get it. I don't
I'm like,
understand.
okay, now you're sounding a little Embiidish. Now you're sounding like Embiid. Like, you know what I mean? They're never gonna give me. I don't know what I need to do next. Shut up and play basketball, man.
Yeah,
You see other men playing too. So like, yeah, you might be sore because you feel like you deserve it and what's not.
Yeah.
But let's be honest. The only reason I'm not giving Victor Wembanyama Defensive Player of the Year is because I believe that your team records should. It's not like the Rookie of the Year where your team record the parity. There's literally no parity between him and Chet. Yes, Chet's team did a lot better, but if Chet, for argument's sake, to the Thunder was what SGA is to the Thunder, then Chet would be Rookie of the Year for me, regardless of what numbers Wembanyama is putting up. Which is why I will always believe Carmelo Anthony was the Rookie of the Year over LeBron James. You see what I'm saying? But Chet isn't the Batman on the Thunder. Chet is a good rookie playing well on a good team led by an MVP candidate.
Played every game. Played every game, Chet did.
Played every game. Fantastic.
Every game. Fair play to.
Didn't when we played almost every game too? Or something like that?
Yeah, I don't think he missed many. Maybe less than 10.
So that for me, the only reason Wemby doesn't get Defensive Player of the Year is because as great as phenomenal as his stats were, they didn't affect. And guess what? When Wemby's on the court, the Spurs are the #1 defense in the league. How ridiculous is that?
Yeah, that's mad.
When he's not on the court, they're 24th. How dumb is that? That's ridiculous. For me, that screams Defensive Player of the Year. Screams it. Yeah. But for me, the Miami Heat do not get to the playoffs without the defensive play of Bam Adebayo. They do not. They literally do not get there without the defensive play of Bam. And yes, of the three, his stats are actually of the four, if you're going to include AD that missed it, his stats are actually the weakest. But the effect on their team, for me, Bam is the Defensive Player of the Year. For me, Bam is the Defensive Player of the Year. Because Rudy also has Ant-Man on his team. Yes, you can tell me Bam bought Jimmy Butler, but he didn't have Jimmy B for the majority of the season. A lot of people forget that. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So, like, for me, Bam is the Defensive Player of the Year.
Okay. Yeah, Wemby played 71 games, bro. So he only missed.
Oh, there you go. Okay.
He missed 11. I'm with you, mate, on the Bam one as well, bro. Because I think Bam's the only guy who can guard 1 through 5. And that to me, if you can guard 1 through 5 very, very well, then you kind of, for me, you should be given respect you deserve. So
I don't want to agree with. I want to disagree with that though. I don't think he can guard 1 through 5.
It's just better than the other two.
Okay, yeah, I'll give you that. That I'll give you.
Yeah.
Hands down.
I just don't want to give a rookie Defensive Player of the Year, man. You can't just turn up in this league and start getting, Wemby's going to win this for about 7 years in a row, mate. Like, this is going to be like, maybe more. Like, it's going to be a wrap. So he's going to get it eventually.
Mutombo's got 4, right? Mutombo's got 4.
I think so. How many did Dwight win?
3.
3 was Dwight. Yeah.
Dwight should have had 4 or 5.
Probably should have had more. Yeah.
But Dwight's got 3. Right. I think Ben Wallace has also got 3.
Yeah.
Think of all the great players that have 2 or 1. Like Dennis Rodman, I think has only got 1 or 2. You know what I mean? Dennis Rodman is
that's disgusting, isn't it? That's disgusting.
Dennis Rodman is one. Like Mutombo has 4 Defensive Player of the Years. Dennis Rodman, who I believe is by far, I don't even care who vexes me. Dennis Rodman is by far the better defensive player than Mutombo ever was.
Yeah. Ben Wallace has got 4, man. Ben Wallace has got 4. Mutombo's got 4. Dwight's got 3. Rudy's got 3.
Good.
And then there's a couple of people who've got 2. Kawhi, Alonzo Mourning, Hakeem, Rodman.
Hakeem Olajuwon has 2.
Yeah.
Can you imagine that? Hakeem Olajuwon.
He won MVP and Defensive Player in the Year in the same year, mate. That's not many people have done that, bro. Have they? That's pretty legit.
Zeus has got 1 or 2. 1.
Zeus just the 1.
Zeus has got 1.
Yeah, where he won MVP as well.
Zeus did that as well.
2020, mate.
So, I mean, for me, it's Bam Bam. I actually think Bam Bam should have also won the year that they gave Jarrett Jackson. Was that last year?
Yeah. I'd have gone for Bam last year, I think, as well. I don't know. Is this a makeup award? I don't know.
I secretly think they're going to give it to Rudy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that I think they're going to give it. I think they're going to give the MVP to Doncic, especially if he beats the Clippers.
Do you?
If he beat the Clippers, I think they're going to give it to Doncic.
Okay.
Because they want to they might spite the Joker again, or not. They might go to the Joker. I don't think they're going SGA. If they go SGA, I'll be very surprised, but they should.
Yeah.
I want to go.
Are they going to give it Rudy because the Wolves is the best defense in the league?
Yes.
Is that the reason? Yeah. But they've got very good defenders as well as Gobert, haven't they? Even if you think Gobert's the good defender or not, they've got some very good defenders as well. So
exactly, Nas Reed, McDaniels, Ant-Man, they've got men. Tones is for all the licks we give Tones, even especially on defense as well. Like Tones is not as good as he should be defensively. No. He's nowhere near as good as he should be defensively.
No, he is not.
But he's not horrible. You know what I mean?
He has his moments. He has his moments. Yeah. But no, I'm with you on that one, bro. So we got Bam on that one. 6th man, Malik Monk, Bobby Portis, and Naz Reid. I think, did you say earlier that you got Bobby Portis for this one?
Bobby P. Jr. Bobby P. Jr. 6th man of the year. Bringing that energy off the bench for Milwaukee.
Had a good year.
Like, beat that. Beat that. And Malik Monk has actually been lovely. But I actually think he feeds off of being the foil to Keegan Murray. So Darren Fox being the forefront of that offense. Obviously the franchise player, all that. The foil is Malik Monk. Lovely foil. You know what I mean? But Bobby P, when Bobby P step on the court, something coming here. Like it's no okay, maybe he'll get the ball. And for Monk, for me, it's like he'll get a ball on the rotation and what's not. Nah, Bobby P creating, Bobby P on the boards, Bobby P assisting, Bobby P bring energy, Bobby P, yeah.
I mean, I think if Malik Monk hadn't got injured, I think Monk could have won this. I'll be honest. Because I think he'd improved his passing from last year.
It's difficult to beat his numbers.
Yeah, and his passing was a lot better last year than it was this year. Than it was the year before. I think if he hadn't got injured, I'd have probably have selected him. But I went with Naz Reid. I think Naz Reid's been a really a solid player for the Wolves.
It's funny you said that because I was about to say if you had chosen Monk, I was like, yeah, but Reid hasn't been no slouch for the Wolves.
No, it's a good argument, mate. This one, it could be any one of the three really. But I think Monk's missed like the last month or so of the season, hasn't he? So I think that's probably got against him. But I wouldn't be mad at any of these, mate. To be honest, I think Portis has been good. So I agree. Haven't got an issue with any of these three, mate, to be honest. So that's a quick one. To be fair, coach of the year, dude. We got Jamal Mosley from the Magic, Chris Finch from the Timberwolves, and Daigneault from OKC. I had Daigneault for this one. I chose him before the start of the season, actually. That's who I thought was going to win it. I was high on OKC at the start of the year, man. I was high on OKC. I thought these boys are going to be good. I didn't think they'd get the number 1 seed, don't get me wrong, but I thought, oh man, they could be top 4. And I think
so. You went with Daigneault.
I did. Yes.
Okay, that's tough to beat, though. Based on history, that's very, very tough to beat.
Yeah.
That being said, I have to give my props to Jamaal Mosley. He has surprised me, and he's done very, very well with the Magic. And as you know, for the last few years, we know each other now. We know each other a few years now. We do a podcast together.
Yeah, man.
I've always said the Magic are a piece away or a piece or two away. And when they drafted Piggy Bank, to which I've always been high on, I said, listen, this could be a turn. And then they changed the coach. Was it last season they changed the coach or this season?
Last season.
Last season they changed the coach. And now Jamaal Mosley got them firing. So I want to choose that. But
I think Mosley's the best coach Magic have had for a while. They've had some quite average coaches. I think Mosley's a guy they've got in.
That goes without saying. But he still had to prove it. He had to prove it. So he's proven it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he's done a really good job. So even if they go out round 1, I think Mosley's done a good job with.
Can you remember Jamaal Mosley, the player? Indiana Pacers? Pacers, man?
Yeah, them Pacers teams, mate. Back in the day, man.
Point guard, very, 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 very brainiac player. Like very
high IQ.
High IQ. So that's our Pacers team that had Travis Best and them boys there.
Yes, mate. Yes.
So yeah. And Travis Best is from Barbados. Yeah, let's just remember that.
Okay. Oh, nice. There we go. Yeah. Chris Finch. What do you think, Chris Finch? He's done it, Mini. What do you think of that?
But that's my pick. So my pick is Chris Finch.
Really?
Because
okay.
He went brave by focusing the team no longer around Towns, but now it went around Ant-Man, yes. and it proved to be a top choice. He then also went brave by telling, and I mentioned this earlier in the season on this part as well, by telling Towns, you are now the X factor. You're now the extra player. Yeah. And by telling Rudy Gobert, cool it. You don't expect all this offensive attention that you want. You're not that. You know what I mean? And then he had the audacity to get the pieces like the Mike Conleys and the Naz Reeds and the McDaniels to function in a Western Conference with the defending champs, the old Lakers, the pretender Clippers, the Suns, the expectant Suns, and so on and so forth. And they pretty much dominated, along with the Thunder, of course, and the defending champs, dominated that conference for the majority of the season. So for me, it's difficult to beat OKC's coach. Your pick for OKC, but I went with Chris Finch.
Okay. No, Are you surprised that Joe Mazzulla wasn't in the top 3, man? Of the Celtics season have had, and they've kind of run away.
Because they said that they didn't want to give him last season because he took over Ume's team. So yes. I'm like, okay. So it was a bit shocking that he wasn't. But now this season, the reason that they're like, oh well, they were expected to be there, so like he ain't doing nothing more special. And I'm like, that's a bit harsh.
Well, I mean, there's more
it's the Celtics. I don't care.
No. I bet you're not worried that there's no Celtic players in any of these awards either, are you? So
I actually think that's a little bit unfair to Jason Tatum. So shout out again to Jordan, this is the second season in a row, and the first time that it's been 2 seasons in a row that no American players have been listed for the MVP. So
no American.
Oh wow, Matt is gone. I don't know where Matt is gone, folks, but we are still recording, and like I was saying, there's no American players for the MVP. Yeah, he's back now. So
sorry, man, I don't know what happened there, mate. I just got kicked out. So no American-born player was for MVP this year. So
but I still think Jason Tatum deserves some love. Deserves some love.
Yeah, definitely. I think he should have been top 3 last year, probably, bro. Like you say. So, but
if you got top 5 for the MVP, top 5 for the MVP would have been rounded out as Zeus and Tatum for me.
I think probably. I made a case for Ant a couple of weeks ago, top 5, but no, I think
a very good case. And guess what? Because and it would have been Zeus that would have lost out in that top 5 for Ant-Man.
Zeus has been good this year, mate. He's been
he has, but he's been injured a lot. So
probably been
yeah,
absolutely, yeah. So the last award, which nobody really cares about, but they do it anyway. Clutch Player of the Year. Excuse me.
What is this? Like, what is this?
I don't know, bro. What is it? I don't know. It makes no sense. But we're gonna have fun with it anyway.
Can I say that if they had it in Mike and Kobe's days, that no one would care because they'd win it every year?
Yeah.
Can I say that?
That's it. And it's just like, I don't know. There's clutch stats, so you just go, well, who's the top of that? That's the guy then. I just don't get it.
Yeah. Just pick that. Give them the trophy. Yeah. Let's move.
That's it. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe they need to rethink this award. I don't know. This one's.
I agree.
Out of all the awards, this is the one that people I think is going to be like maybe in another 2 or 3 years it won't be a thing anymore. So,
it's true.
But yeah, nominees are Steph Curry, DeMar DeRozan, and SGA. I had Chef Curry for this one. Because,
same. I went to the Chef.
I think the season that Curry's had, I think he deserves some love. I think.
It's the things that he did though. Like he has been clutch multiple times this season.
He's had to be. The fact that the Warriors have won so many games, is ridiculous. That being said, so has SGA, and that's one of the reasons why he's my MVP, because SGA reminds you of quietly. SGA reminds me of a Mitch Richmond or like one of the or a Steve Smith, in that like they're unassuming, but like when you come up against him, you're like, oh yeah, he's ridiculous. He's actually ridiculous. He could just get to his spots, can't he? He's got his spots on the floor and he knows how to get there. If he gets there, it's game. It's game.
It's game over.
Yeah. DeRozan's he's had some spots, hasn't he, this season where he comes up clutch for sure.
Normal things.
That's kind of what DeRozan does. Was he up for this last year, DeRozan? I can't remember.
I think so. It was him. It was him, Fox, and someone, I think.
Yeah, Fox won last year, didn't he?
Yeah.
He did. Yeah, DeRozan was with Jimmy Butler. That was the 3 last year.
There you go.
And DeRozan had some game winners last year, didn't he, to be fair?
Oh, yeah.
Fox was decent. They might need to rethink this one, bro. We might have to give him an idea and write to the NBA with our... we've got a new award idea for you, mate. Get rid of this clutch one, and we'll
give us the credit.
Yeah, call it the Shooters Lounge. The Shooters Lounge Award. There we go.
The Shooters Lounge. The whatever award sponsored by the Shooters Lounge. Next thing you know, we're on the inside. We're on Inside the NBA. Welcome to Inside the NBA, and today, from all the way from England, we have Matt and Adam, the philosopher, who gave the NBA this fantastic new award in place of what used to be the Clutch Award. Gentlemen, welcome.
Love it, mate. Love it.
Yeah, that's my Ernie Johnson.
We've got to speak it into existence, mate. So
yeah, man, 100%. That's it.
But that's it, mate, for the awards. So I think that's all we've got time for, mate. We're into the 3rd hour, so I think we we better call it a night, bro. So, Mr. Philosopher, do you want to tell people where they can find you? Give you some
Man On is back. Man On is now on YouTube, so go look it up.
Don't tease me now, man. Don't tease me.
Just type in Man On and you will see at least 2 videos, my introductory video. There's no big intros and all that is still in the works. So I've said, you know what, to hell with it. It's just me for now, and it'll get better, I'm sure, over time. Philosopher 005 at Twitter. You can still shout me out there, and I'm still on Instagram, and the Man On Instagram page is coming soon. But for now, you can still find me at Jean-Marc_Maximus on the gram. Big up to the Shooters Lounge. As always, like and subscribe, please. Yes. And let's keep this thing rolling.
Thanks very much, man. Thanks, Philosopher, for coming on as always. Always a pleasure to have you on to talk some NBA. We'll be back again, guys, live in a couple of weeks' time. I think I'll be dropping another podcast on Monday where I'll be talking to another UK NBA fan. We're going to be talking to the UK Knicks fans this week. Wow. So stay tuned for that one. That'll be dropping on Monday, guys. So stay tuned for that one. But we'll be back live in a couple of weeks on Monday. So thanks very much,
round
guys.
2.
For round 2, we'll be in round 2 then, bro. So some of us might be happy, some of us not so much. But
it's true. It's true.
We'll see what happens.
I expect both of our teams to be in Cancun. Remember I said that,
bro.
Sorry, bro. Sorry, bro.
You hurt my feelings, bro. No, that's cool. It's all good, man. But thanks a lot for tuning in, guys. I'm Matt at PostUp323. Don't forget, like and subscribe. Follow us on the socials at Shooters Lounge 3. I'll be dropping this in podcast form once we close out. So that will be able to be listened to from this evening for your morning commute, where we talk playoff basketball. So take care, guys. Thanks for tuning in, and we will see you again very shortly. Take care.